Hi guys, welcome to the vlog. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the vlog. I'm super excited that you're here. Today's video is going to be all about coping with pain during labor. As most of you know, if you watched the other video I posted, or if you know me at all really, you know that I had an unmedicated home birth with my son, and we chose to do that for a number of reasons. A lot of people honestly thought I was crazy, and I sort of maybe kind of agreed with them. But we chose to do it for several reasons, and we knew, my husband and I knew that we wanted to have our son at home. And so I knew I wasn't going to have access to an epidural. I wasn't going to have access to Stadol or any of the pain medications they offer in the hospital. I knew I was going to have to do my research and my homework and figure out what are some ways that I can deal, cope, manage the pain that comes along with labor. And I took a birth class. We took a Bradley Method birth class. I did a lot of reading of birth stories, birth vlogs, and just talking to different people. And I learned a lot of different techniques that I was going to be able to put in my bag of tricks, and pull them out to use during labor. I especially learned a lot during our birth class. Like I said in the other video, it is invaluable that you take a birth class. You're going to learn so much. And pain management techniques are definitely a very important reason to take a birth class. So go, you person having a baby, go take a birth class. Do it now. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the techniques that I found most helpful during my labor, my natural labor. So, number one, relaxation. Relaxation is going to be one of the biggest tools that you can use, one of the biggest techniques that you can use all throughout your labor to help you get through each contraction, to get through each stage of labor. I'm not really surprised either that this is one of the biggest ones that I learned about and read about and practiced and all this, because I was not a stranger to relaxation making things easier. I come from a musical background, and I went to school for vocal performance, and so in music school they kind of hammer into your head that no tension. You need to relax your body if you want a free sound, if you want an in-tune sound, if you want just a positive, more whatever sound. You want to be relaxed, because tension on your vocal folds just doesn't create a nice, pleasant sound. So I really wasn't surprised when they were like, relaxation is a very key technique thing to employ in your labor. And so it was really helpful in the early and active stage of labor. Especially, I was more able to focus on making sure that I was relaxed. So my early labor, I started around 12:30 at night, and then it went to 3:30 in the morning ish. I had a quick labor with him, actually. It was just kind of whoop. But anyway, yeah, so from 12:30 to 3:30, I was able to lay down in the bed, and I was able to just really focus on relaxing my body, making sure that when a contraction would come that I didn't tense up any part. I'd make sure my hands were just limp, and just making sure that I was relaxed from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, honestly. And you learn how to kind of do this during your classes. So take a birth class. But anyway, relaxation was key. It really helped me. As I was laying there, I was able to focus on relaxing and breathing through each contraction. And early labor was really, honestly, very manageable. And even the shift into active labor, where the contractions were getting more intense and I wasn't able to lay down because I just needed to move and all that, I was still able to focus on relaxing and trying to make sure that I wasn't tensing up through the contractions. Now, I don't know that I was super great at this during transition, pushing all that, but I do know that my early and active labor were super manageable. Actually, I tell everybody that 97% of my labor was very manageable, and I'm not kidding. It actually really was very manageable, but I used a bunch of techniques altogether. But anyway, relaxation is key all throughout labor if you can really just think and relax and remind yourself to focus on being relaxed. It does help. It does alleviate the pain, diminish the pain some, and makes it very manageable. So definitely, relaxation is key. Learn how to relax. Take a breath class. Read. Do it. Relax. Very good. Very zen. Yes. The second thing that I found very helpful in coping with the pain of labor was movement. So around 3:30, I decided I just couldn't lay there anymore. I felt like my body was wanting me to move, and I do feel like I was sort of shifting into active labor at this point. But I felt that movement was helpful, so there were several things I did. I know that getting up and kind of trying to walk through contractions helped, and I know that wasn't always the case. Sometimes I would have to find a table or something to bend over and place my hands on, and then having my hands there to just kind of sway my body back and forth, sway the hips back and forth through a contraction. I found that very helpful. It was alleviating somehow. It was very cool. So just kind of swaying, having a partner there to just kind of hang on the same way. I just put my hands around my husband and would just kind of sway, like slow dance-ish. That was alleviating as well. Now, one of the biggest things that I found with the movement that actually helped me manage contractions and get through the contractions was a birth ball. Yes, a birth ball. This was key. I loved this thing. It was really helpful to get on the birth ball and to just kind of make that rotating motion with my hips, to just go around. When the contraction would start, I would just start to make a rotating motion on the ball, just with my hips, sitting hands on knees, and just kind of, twirling as such. It's great to have a birth ball too, because after your baby's born, then all your kids just want to play on the birth ball. Whoa! So, if you can get a birth ball, I really recommend doing that. It was helpful for a time. I think I may have stayed on that birth ball, honestly, for like an hour or more when I was in active labor. Just kind of every time a contraction would come, just rotating through it. So yeah, so movement is key. Definitely movement during labor is key. I know in the hospital, they a lot of times don't allow you to do that. I feel like they want you confined to the bed, especially if you're going to get an epidural or you're going to get something, pain medications or something, or even after I had my water broken at the hospital, and I wasn't allowed to get up once they did that. I wasn't allowed to get out of the bed. And so, I don't know. Being home and having the freedom to move with my body was very helpful. So movement is key, definitely. So the next thing that I found really helpful in coping with labor was all to do with my lovely husband who was there with me through the whole labor. Is counter pressure. He would apply counter pressure on my back when I was having a contraction in a lot of different scenarios. Counter pressure is basically he would take his hands and place them on the lower part of my back and just apply pressure in like a deep massage through a contraction. And it was really, really, really helpful. It really made the contractions manageable. And at this point, I'm not laying down in the bed anymore. It's either active labor, maybe even crossing into that transition phase. He was applying counter pressure through each contraction, and I really found that to be very helpful. It helped me get back to focus on relaxation. So him doing that let me focus on relaxing and breathing through the contraction, and it just felt good. It just felt good. And so he would do that whether I was walking around and stopped during a contraction and grabbed onto the bed or a table or something and was doing that swaying thing I was telling you about. During that, he would apply counter pressure, and it was just so helpful. And he even applied counter pressure during the shower, because yes, I did get in the shower, and I'll talk about that right now. So the shower is number 4, whatever number I'm on. Yes, the shower is a great pain management tool that you can use. getting in the shower was really great. At one point, I had done the laying down, I had done the walking, I had done the movement, and I really think at this point, I may have been going into transition because this was kind of the hardest part of the labor. My water had broken, and so I knew I didn't want to be sitting down in my bathtub in a pool of water or anything like that. So the shower was what I did. I went and I got in the shower, and the hot water just felt so wonderful on my back and on my belly to just have it kind of just there. It was really good. It was just the next level for me. It was like, yes. And so even when I was in the shower for a little bit, my husband would also apply counter pressure on the back, the small of my back, and this was still working at that point. And so I just found this really helpful. I wanted to have a water birth. I really did. I aspired to have a water birth, like to bring forth my son in the pool of water, you know, but it didn't really work out that way in my labor. Labor kind of went really fast and just was kind of unpredictable. And so anyway, I did get in the shower though, and I did find that very, 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 very much alleviating. So if you can employ the shower, do it. It's a great tool. It's a really great tool to use, and I found it very helpful. And the next thing I was going to say is just make sure that you prepare your labor space, okay? So if you're in the hospital, it may be different than if you're at home or if you're in a birthing center, but you can still really create the perfect labor space. So we had all the lights off. We had a great playlist going and a great diffuser mix going, and it was just very calming. And I know I had a praise and worship playlist going on, so it was really good for me and my mindset to be able to focus on the words that were being sung through the songs. I was just like, wow, that was actually a big part in me being able to relax for a lot of my labor. So yeah, having the birth space was great. And I had done a lot of research and just read a lot of blogs, like I said, and watched a lot of birth tubes and all that. And so I knew, I was like, I want the curtains and the lights and all of this stuff. But if you know me, I'm an Enneagram 9. Like, I get very easily overwhelmed by things that stress me out or freak me out. And so, yeah, I didn't really do all that, but I wish I had. I should probably have prepared way sooner. But yeah, all I really did, honestly, was turn the lights off and have the music, set the atmosphere. My partner was very calm. It was just great. And so the atmosphere is a big part. Now at the end, when I was getting ready to push and I was in transition and I was got out of the shower and I was just like, I gotta push, the lights came on and I don't know where the music was. I kind of wish the music had been there, but I think maybe we had an ad or something. Make sure, so I know you get a ad-free playlist. Do that. Apple Music, Samsung Music, something like that. So anyway, yeah, you want your atmosphere to ease in. It really helps, and it's really just gonna help you focus in on working with your body, because your body was made to do it. Now I will say, you may want to go to the hospital and get all the epidural and do all that kind of stuff, and that's awesome. Go for it, good for you. That's great. If you are trying to manage and cope with natural childbirth though, you can do it. Your body was made to do it. And I will say, after my birth with my son, my postpartum experience was 10 million times better than it was with my daughter. My daughter, I had the Stadol, I had the epidural, I had all the drugs. I had a drug for this. I started feeling nauseated. They gave me a drug for that. Like, I was just so doped up on drugs. My postpartum experience wasn't as great with her. And so I don't know if it has anything to do with all the stuff that I got in hospital, didn't get at home. I don't know, but I really enjoyed the postpartum experience much better with him. And also, there are just a lot of risks involved with getting pain medications, that, you know, epidural, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of risks involved. And so, I don't know. I just felt like we wanted to do natural at this point, and we had to, because we were at home. But anyway, so these techniques are some things that I found very, very, very helpful in coping with the pain of labor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a comment, give me a like. Let me know what you would like to see more of in the future. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Bye, y'all.